correct sector at the top and bottom of every hour for the latest on the storm.
And Craig, the message, very simple. If you had the order to evacuate, now is the time to do it. Irma is not something you want to play with.
That's right. And the thing that we probably need to mention also that I've dropped mentioning or just forgotten to mention because we've talked about the storm surge evacuation is that if you live in a mobile home, you need to evacuate as well. Mobile homes will not withstand this wind. They will come apart completely. There's no safe area in a mobile home from Irma hitting South Florida. So that is an evacuation consideration too. Once again, the evacuation zones for storm surge flooding, mobile homes for the wind, because you can't hide from the wind in a mobile home. So here's what's going on as of 5 o'clock. 175 mile an hour winds, moving west-northwest at 16. And as we get a little bit later in time, we're going to change this to a compass direction number, which is north is 360 or 0, 90, 180, 270, because every degree that Irma is turning more to the northwest, and when that turn takes place, we're going to want to follow very closely because we don't want this number to get to 80. The new forecast track shows it going to 81, which is about 60 miles, 40 miles. Is basically in the western side of Miami-Dade Broward, the center. So basically then the core of the storm coming through Miami-Dade Broward from the south through the upper Keys, and that is something that we hope so, because there's still some hope out there that it shifts a little bit more. The 922 is the pressure category 5, 40 miles south of Grand Turk Island, which puts that eye wall right about on top of Grand Turk. Their bad situation. Here is the track, and now the cone, what I did was I put the cone in blue here so you can see the cone, and we always say the cone tracks where where the center is expected to be 2/3 of the time, but it doesn't talk about the wind size, the wind speed, or anything like that. So you can see the cone here. The cone is right there. The storm much bigger than the cone, stretching way outside of the cone. This orange area here, that's the area of hurricane force wind gusts. Wind gusts around the 60 mile an hour range, gusting to 80 or 90 miles an hour. Even if the storm shifts over to the west side of the cone here into the Gulf, we're still going to feel impacts here in South Florida. Even if it shifts to the east, we're still going to feel impacts. The only thing about it shifting west or east is that it would keep the core of the storm further away from us. But if it follows this center line of the track here, it is basically right over the metropolitan areas of Miami-Dade, Broward, and also Palm Beach. Here are the model. This is what I call the model trend, because this is the last 2 days of the models every 6 hours. And so what you can see here is the lines kind of backing up, and then they shift a little bit further out, but that's the last one there. So it was a little bit further to the east. Everybody was thinking maybe this is going to miss us to the east. But the trend, as you can see, has been gradually back to the west, especially with the most clustered models where they were most together right there in that time frame. And that is the latest track of the models there. Here's the satellite loop, and you can see now we are staring really at a Category 5 monster gradually working its way toward us, close up. Amazing, once again, the center there indicating a very intense hurricane. You can see what we call the stadium effect, which is where the ocean surface down there, about 10 to 15 miles below the tops of those clouds, 10 to 12 miles below, the ocean surface, it would be the playing field, and then there are like the stands on the sides, and then you've got this overhang at the top. So pretty amazing looking storm. Unfortunately, it is headed our way. These are great to look at when they're out at sea, but not as nice to look at when you know that you're going to feel its impacts. So here's the timeline, and once again, it is looking like tomorrow is our last good weather day. It's going to be very hot. We set a record high today. Crazy, right? Well, that happens in front of hurricanes sometimes just because the air outside of the hurricane, it's going up in the hurricane, and it's sinking outside of the hurricane and warming. So the last good weather day tomorrow, a hot and humid day and some spotty storms. The breeze is going to come up. Then on Saturday, the wind and squalls increase. Get all the stuff you need to do, your outside stuff done tomorrow. Saturday, if in the morning you need to move, there's still maybe some time to move before the sustained tropical storm force winds come in. That's 40 mile an hour winds, and that's when all the other services stop because they want to wait out the storm, and they don't want to be out there with falling branches or anything like that. Then on Sunday, that's our hunker down day. So from Saturday through Sunday and even into Monday, we're really not going to be traveling or going anywhere. We're going to get through the storm and then see it on the other side by Monday. The weather should improve Monday, and there's nothing behind it except, of course, it's September weather, so just some sunshine. We're probably not going to see that tail that sometimes lines up over you where you just get rain, rain, rain. I don't think that's going to happen. This is going to be just one intense hurricane event for South Florida, and then it is out of here. Of course, we'll have more on this and everything that's going on coming up in just a bit.
At least maybe it'll be quick, it'll come through, and then it'll leave us, and then we can start with all of the cleanup and the rebuilding.